name's Dick McKay. On the run, they call me Winky. I have the honor of being appointed Central Route Coordinator for the 29th Run for the Wall to be held in May of 2017. I'm a proud veteran of 4 years in the United States Army, a year of which I spent in Vietnam. I've been riding with Run for the Wall for 8 years. I spent 2009 and 10 riding in the pack. In 2011, I decided the run had done so much for me, I should find a way to give back. The staging team seemed to be a good fit, and I served in that capacity for 5 years. The last 2 as staging leader. This year it was my honor to serve as Dave Clemmy's Assistant Route Coordinator. It was an incredible learning experience. 2016 was one of the best runs I've ever experienced, due in no small part to Dave's meticulous planning. Run for the Wall was started 28 years ago in Southern California by a small group of veterans who wanted to increase public awareness of the several thousand of our brothers and sisters who served our country in wartime and never returned. 28 years later, Run for the Wall attracts over 1,000 riders to Ontario, California to set out on a 10-day journey across the heartland of America to Washington, D.C. We have 3 routes: Central, Midway, and Southern, all taking different routes, but meeting in Arlington, Virginia on Friday of Memorial Weekend in time for our riders to participate in the many events that take place over that 3-day holiday. We have 3 routes, 1 mission. Our mission is simple: to promote healing among all veterans and their family and friends, to call for an accounting of all prisoners of war and those still counted as missing in action, to honor the memory of those killed in action from all wars, and to support our military personnel all over the world. Now, as you can imagine, it takes a lot of work and many dedicated volunteers to make Run for the Wall happen every year. There's about 150 of them. You'll be able to spot them easily. They're all wearing various colored Run for the Wall hats. Your platoon leader, assistant platoon leader, and tail gunners will be the first people you get to know. They'll keep the platoon organized and keep you up to date on what you can expect to encounter during each day's ride. They've been hand-picked for their leadership skills and riding ability, and you'll adjust to their style of riding. The next group you'll get to know are our staging team members. Each stager is assigned to a specific platoon, so you'll get to know them well. They will meet you every morning and at every stop and get you staged in your proper platoon. The fuel team can fuel 350 to 400 motorcycles in 20 to 25 minutes. Until you see this, it's hard to imagine. It can best be described as organized chaos. You'll want to have your money ready. The fuel team does not take credit cards or make change, so you'll want to have a ready supply of 1s, 5s, and 10s. If your bill is $8 and all you have is a 10, you just donated $2 to the chase trucks. Next are the road guards. The road guards are essential to our safety while we're on the road. They ride independently of the pack, working to ensure our safe passage and make sure we take the proper exits. They are in charge whenever our run is in progress, and for that reason we insist all riders obey road guard direction without question. Sometimes you may not understand why they want you to do something, but they're very, very good at what they do, so please give them your full cooperation. Our ambassadors ride ahead of the pack and meet with people who are on the bridges and beside the roadway to greet us. Some of these folks wait for an hour to an hour and a half just to support our mission. The ambassadors express our gratitude for their support and patriotism. We also have a Chaplain Corps to help with any spiritual or emotional issues. Don't hesitate to talk to our chaplains. They're a great bunch of guys and will spend as much time with you as you need. The registration team not only gets all riders assigned to a platoon, they also perform many other functions as the run continues. They work very long hours and deserve our appreciation. Many of the physical problems our riders face can be traced back to dehydration. For that reason, Run for the Wall has a hydration team that provides water, sports drinks, sodas, and snacks at all of our stops. You'll really learn to appreciate these folks as we go across the country. We have several chase trucks that will pick you up in the event you have a problem with your bike or if you become ill. They'll transport you and your bike to the nearest dealer for repairs. Last, but far from least, are estate coordinators, without whom the Run for the Wall would have a very difficult time indeed. These folks work tirelessly all year round to make sure that everything goes smoothly as we cross their state. They work with law enforcement and highway departments to make sure we receive escorts and to ensure any permit requirements are taken care of, and we are made aware of any highway construction. They coordinate community and service groups who support us with meals and paid fuel stops and shower us with hospitality. They arrange favorable rates at hotels for each of our nightly stops, and they're involved year-round with fundraisers, which helps keep the run self-sufficient. After working with these folks for a year, I am humbled by the amount of work they do. Now we come to the last group of volunteers, the folks along the roadway in the communities we visit who give so much of themselves and their time. If, like me, you thought patriotism was dead, you'll have your faith in America restored. Some of these communities plan all year round and have fundraisers to pay for a lunch that only lasts an hour and a half and feed us a great meal. Some of these communities have less people than we have bikes, but they feed us home-cooked meals that can't be beat. These folks love America and all who have served her. Now, what can you expect to encounter on the run? When we depart Ontario, California, we'll set out on a journey, as I said earlier, across the heartland of America. We'll overnight in Williams, Arizona, Gallup, New Mexico, where we'll be met by the Navajo Nation, and the small village of Eagle Nest, New Mexico, a town of 250 people. But what they would lack in size, they more than make up for in their hospitality. Goodland and Junction City, Kansas, where the streets are lined with flags. Wentzville and Corydon, Indiana, that has a fish fry you will not believe. Hurricane and Lewisburg, West Virginia, and finally, Arlington, Virginia. Along the way, we'll visit VA hospitals, spend time with our brothers and sisters, and the dedicated people who care for them. We'll visit schools and talk to the kids. We'll visit memorials, including the very first Vietnam Memorial in Wentzville, Missouri. All across the country, you'll see people standing on the bridges and beside the road, waving flags in support of the run. You'll learn about Rennell, a small coal mining community in the hills of West Virginia. Rennell and Run for the Wall have a relationship going back 28 years. It'll story that'll touch your heart. Now, Run for the Wall is not your average Sunday afternoon hog ride. In 10 days, we cover just under 3,000 miles. And for that reason, Run for the Wall has developed their own style of riding. At first, it's going to be a bit unnerving, but if you do what your platoon leadership and the road guards tell you, you will adjust to it very quickly. Central Route was the original route, and we rode side by side for years. A few years ago, after listening to the feedback from our riders, the board of directors decided we should have at least 2 staggered platoons. Now, most of these folks in these platoons are new to the run, and after a few days, these riders will want to move to a side-by-side platoon. Also, because of the large number of riders, we ride much tighter than you're used to. We keep it tight for several reasons. First is safety. If we are tightened up, our friends in the minivans will not be attempting to force our way through the formation. Secondly, if we keep it tight, a 2.5-mile train of bikes won't turn into a 5 or 6 mile train of bikes. Our riding style is different, but after 28 years, we find it works best for us. Now would be a good time to talk about the preparation required for the run. You should start planning several months in advance. Your bike should be in top condition. New tires, safety check, serviced. If you go all the way, you'll cover at least 6,500 miles, so you should check all the components of your bike from the front wheel to the rear. If you do have a problem, most of the dealers across the country will give you priority once they find out you're a part of Run for the Wall, but nothing will ruin your run quite like a breakdown. More importantly, you should be in good shape. This is a journey of 3,000 miles, and 2 of those days are just over 400. Temperatures can vary from 115 in the desert to 30s in the mountains. We'll go from sea level to 8,500 feet in New Mexico. During our journey, we can expect almost any kind of weather: sun, rain, hail, and of course crosswinds as we go through Kansas. All of these factors can take a toll on a rider, and after a few days, fatigue will become a factor. So with that in mind, it would be prudent to get a checkup with your doctor, especially if you're getting a bit older like myself. Also plan to have a full supply of medications. Now would be a good time to start an exercise program, even if it's only walking for 1 or 2 hours a day. The better shape you're in when you join us, the better time you'll have. So, finally we get to Arlington, but we aren't done yet. There are activities throughout the weekend. Friday night there's an evening parade at the Marine Barracks at 8th and I Streets. Saturday morning we have a ride for F&Gs only into the Arlington National Cemetery, where we'll lay a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Run for the Wall is the only group in the country that's allowed to ride our bikes into the cemetery, and we must respect that. We enter as a group, we leave as a group. No one's allowed to go off on their own. The noise of our pipes must be kept to an absolute minimum, and our riders must display the utmost respect. Sunday is a Rolling Thunder parade and demonstration. Every year, Rolling Thunder attracts over 500,000 bikes to the Pentagon parking lot for a parade through downtown D.C. Rolling Thunder was started to raise awareness and call for an accounting of all of our brothers and sisters who were killed in action but never returned, and for those still classified as missing. Those wishing to ride in Rolling Thunder will be led to the Pentagon parking lot, where the riders will stage for the event. Others may wish to go into D.C. and watch 500,000 motorcycles parade past Tim Chambers, the saluting Marine. Either way, it's quite a show. I invite you to join us on our journey across this great land, whether you start in Ontario or join us at one of our overnight stops. You'll be building memories that will last a lifetime. Many of you never received a welcome home, but that will all change May 17th in Ontario, California. I hope to see you on the Central Route, but whichever route you choose, Run for the Wall will be one of the most memorable and rewarding experiences of your life. Thank you for listening. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. See you in Ontario, May 17th, 2017.